What's up, guys? It's Dominic D'Angelo, one of a kind with RVD. But today you're going to hear the very first episode of Right Down the Middle with Fonzie, Bill Alfonso. We're very excited about this. This is going to be a bi-weekly show on rvdtv.com, exclusive on there and exclusive on the One of a Kind podcast feed. But you'll see, if you're tuning in on the channel, that this is going to be a very visual show. Fonzie's showing a lot of stuff, memorabilia, pictures of old times, stuff like that. This is an introductory episode, so we just cover the general aspects of what we're planning for the show, a little bit of Fonzie's history in the business and his fandom and everything like that. So it's very interesting, great first episode. But we're going to be covering topics by topics, and we want to get your guys' feedback on it. So whatever you guys want to hear from Fonzie, because whether it's ECW stuff or stuff from his earlier days, because he was in WWE, he was in Florida Championship Wrestling, he's been all over the place, Japan, he's been a part of big memorable matches. So, and wrestlers, all the people that he's interacted with over his career. We want to cover it person by person, topic by topic, match by match. So whatever you guys want to hear from Fonzie, let us know, and we'll get it covered to it. So this will air every other week. So this first episode is going to be aired May 8th. Next episode will be Tuesday, May 21st will be it, and it will be live. So Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark your calendars. We're going to go live on rvdtv.com, and you guys can interact with Fonzie live and everything like that. But that'll be our next episode, and we'll cover some good ground on that. So guys, tune in. Give us some feedback. Like, share, subscribe, spread the word. Get the word out about rvdtv.com and give us some support. And also listen on the audio feed. Give us 5 stars on Apple, iTunes, or Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. We appreciate all the help. Fonzie's going to be doing giveaways. He's got some cool stuff, really cool stuff, and you'll see that here if you're tuning into the channel. But guys, thanks for listening, and enjoy the very first episode of Right Down the Middle with Bill Alfonso. Fonzie, Daddy. What's up, everybody? This is Dominic D'Angelo. I'm on rvdtv.com, and I am so happy to present here with me today, episode 1 of Right Down the Middle with Bill Fonzie Alfonso. Fonzie, happy to do this with you, man. This is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm super excited about the podcast. Everybody's doing them, Dominic. So I said, yeah, Francine's successful. Sandman just started one. He's doing really good. Van Dam's got one. All my boys got them. And there's hundreds of guys. But I'm not saying I'm unique, but I'm a little different from the wrestlers. So we got a lot to offer. So I'm super excited to be here, and hopefully we can generate some entertainment, Daddy.
Oh, 100%. And, it's kind of neat because obviously, like, with the connection with RVD and doing the podcast with him and your ECW ties and everything like that, but you have such a history before ECW that a lot of, like, younger fans, even my age, like, I was growing up in the Attitude Era and WCW and ECW. So even before that, you were started off in Florida. You have a history way before going into ECW and stuff like that. So we're going to cover a lot of great ground on here.
Yeah, we certainly are. During the course of the show, I'm going to try to introduce what we are going to be doing and what we're going to be talking about. I got some giveaway stuff. We're going to do some type of, not a contest, but some type of
giveaway kind of thing on the
yeah, like our 7th episode, I'm going to give away one of these cool ass ECW jackets.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh my gosh, Fonzie, those are badass.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Holy smokes.
Yep, I like them. So we got a lot of stuff. We got all kinds of T-shirts, so we're gonna, and I'm just gonna pull a random picture, and this is what kind of stuff we'll be talking about. The famous Bruiser Brody and Lex Luger in Fort Lauderdale at the War Memorial in the early 80s, and there was a little controversy to that match. And of course, I was the referee calling it right down the middle, kind of get it with the podcast. So we'll be talking about stuff like that in the future. I can just pull up stuff from here. This is all old Florida stuff. Wahoo McDaniel, Kevin Sullivan, Fonzie refereeing. Brother, if I show you this stack, I'm going to be second. Check this stack out. Can you go back a little bit and get the...
I got you all zoomed in here, Fonzie.
Okay. This is a stack of magazines from the 80s to...
Holy smokes.
Until they stop. And I'm featured in every one. magazines.
Wow.
And then, then we move up and we got the ECW magazines and the WOW magazines. And here's one of my favorite covers that I made. It's Giant Gonzalez and myself on the cover of the largest sports magazine in Japan. That was the night Fujinami and Flair, 65,000 people, and I refereed the main event. We're talking about stuff like that.
We got the upper right-hand corner here too. On the that's the you and Fujinami and Flair right up there in the upper right on my frame here, Fonzie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, on the frame I made. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, we can talk about that. That's a whole podcast, just that match and how I got from Tampa to Tokyo and what I did in Tokyo for 4 days and came back and stopped in Honolulu and seen some of the boys and went to the top of Diamond Head and smoked that good Pakalolo they got out there. But we got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. Look, how about the famous Beulah match?
Oh, yeah.
Where, people, if you ask Paul Heyman right now, and Paul Heyman's a freaking big shot and he's done a lot, but if you ask Paul Heyman to name a couple of his favorite matches ever in the history of his career, he might say the Beulah Fonzie match.
Wow.
He really likes it and he always puts it over. So we'll be talking about that. Stuff like that. We'll be talking some history with like Terry Funk and Dr. Dusty Williams.
Yeah.
Great picture, man.
I'm a huge Terry Funk fan, so.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Harley Rip. Me too. Harley. Yeah. I go back with the Funks from, that's like how I broke into business in 1978. I was trying to break into business as a referee, Dominic, and I went out to Texas and the first professional match, I've told this story, and I got paid $90 for it in the main event was the Sheik. Sabu's uncle against Terry Funk in a chain match. And she ended up stabbing me with a pencil, and I still got the lead mark. You can see it right here. That's why I get along so fabulously with Sabu.
Yeah.
I told him that when I met Sabu, I said, hey, I work with Young and the Sheik, and he loved it, and we clicked right away. We'll be talking about stuff like Harley Race. Here's the old NWA belt, and here it is right here. This is a duplicate of Harley Race's belt. Harley Race gave me this belt.
Wow, man.
Somebody had it made for him. Now you can order, but this goes way back.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. We'll be talking about stuff like that, man.
100%.
About Dusty and how the small company ECW in 1997, we were doing really good, man. We were doing tours all over the world. This is Tokyo in front of the famous Rivera Steak. All the ECW guys, Shane, Fonzie, Sabu, Tommy Dreamer, the Dudley Boys. We all got the jackets on. So back then, WCW was still competing. Ted Turner, billion-dollar company, and also WWF at the time. So we were like the third company, but we were doing good. Out of all the managers in WCW and Japan, and WWF and stuff, all the magazines were giving us praise and stuff, but we were doing really good. They gave Fonzie, 1997, Manager of the Year.
Heck yeah.
Pretty big deal, the small company. So that's why I'm still working every weekend all over the country. I'm going to go over my booking sheet and show you guys some dates that I've been doing since December till I'm booked all the way through August, which is pretty cool. Not because I was an international referee and I really did some really big stuff, refereeing WrestleManias. Let's see, where's my backstage pass at? But I got some pretty cool stuff. Let me see. Okay. We're going to be talking about WrestleManias.
Yep,
An upcoming thing. I did Caesar's Palace, 1993. Giant Gonzalez and The Undertaker. And did you guys know? Well, a lot of the wrestlers know. I was a personal assistant for 3 years to the largest athlete on the planet. The only body that was close to being Giant Gonzalez's size was the kid Ming. I think he played for Houston basketball, NBA.
Oh, Yao Ming.
Yes.
Yep.
But Giant Gonzalez was taller than him, and so this guy was the tallest athlete on the planet at that time. And I toured the planet with him for 3 years. It was pretty damn cool.
Wow.
So that's another stuff we're going to be talking about in the upcoming episodes.
Right.
Hopefully we can entertain you guys and we can create some interest. And I would like to get audience participation. You guys will have somebody on, I'll have some wrestlers, special guests sometimes, RVD, all kind of people. But fans that watch our show, wrestling enthusiasts that want to, bring them on the show and talk wrestling. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm talking about in a minute, but I'm excited about the show, Dominic.
Right. Me too. There's going to be so much ground that we were able to cover. And guys, we're going to do it. The game plan is we're going to do it every Tuesday at 8 p.m. So if you guys want to tune in live and interact with us, you can.
I'm talking about live, Daddy, where we can get people calling in. I will get them excited and show them a picture of my boys, and they'll say, "Oh, what was it like to be around Van Dam and the 420 and all that?" I'll say, "Well, we're championship pot smokers, Daddy. That's what happened."
Yeah, that's it.
High Times Magazine.
Yeah.
We got so much to talk about. If you guys are interested in sports entertainment and wrestling, I got a lot of stories. I'm kind of unique in my own way. And I think I'm still kind of relevant today.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're booked every weekend.
And you're working with MLW now, too. You're working with
they just called me up. They're blowing my phone up. They said, we really would like to have you on our shows. I got 3 dates coming up with them.
That's awesome.
And I work with Matthew Justice a lot. That's the company that I met Matthew at AIW in Cleveland. John Thorne's got a great company. I've been going in and out of there for 4 years, and they do really well. And I met Matthew Justice there, and he's touring with all kinds of people, and they put me together with him. So, yeah, MLW is badass.
Yeah, what do you think of working with Matthew Justice so far? What do you think?
He's more hardcore. He's badass. He's beautiful. He's really cool guy, and he works really hard. Kind of reminds me of kind of a Sabu-ish, New Jack, combined a little bit of RVD in his own style. He's just hardcore. I tell him to slow fucking down sometimes. Am I allowed to cuss a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I tell him, Matthew, fucking slow down. Sabu can barely walk. He needs a new hip and this and that. He's going to be just like him in 5 years. But he doesn't. He's really hardcore. And I like Matthew Justice. We get along great.
Oh my gosh, yeah, he is so great. And like when I saw you paired with him too at War Chamber 2 for MLW, it was I thought it was perfect. I even told Court how great of a pairing you guys are together, and I think he's a throwback. He's like a throwback to the ECW days, but he's also got, you could almost put him in any era. I think
he's got something. He's got
charisma. Yeah,
fans love him. The fans love him.
Yep, absolutely.
We did great promos together. I did a show in St. Petersburg, Florida, right outside of Tampa, MLW, and a double cage, and I met Justice and all that. It was really successful, and we did a couple of promos after. They played them on social media, and I mean, like 10,000 views, and pretty cool. Hey, Daddy, Fonzie's back in MLW. Matthew, you're badass. Check him out.
Yeah, 100%.
Justice.
Yep, he's great. He's great. I'm looking forward to seeing what more you guys do together and everything.
Yeah.
Talk about how we mentioned Paul Heyman and stuff like that. Oh, there we go, right there. There's a picture of Matthew Justice right there. Heck yeah, what a great combo.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. So we talked about Paul Heyman. I kind of wanted to get your input too about his Hall of Fame speech, and did you get to catch all that? And what did you kind of think about it if you did get to see his Hall of Fame?
I did see it. I thought it was fabulous. Paul Heyman he's a big shot in this business, man. I met Paul Heyman in the very early 80s. He was trying to break into the business, and we helped each other in the beginning of our careers. And I ended up working with him in all over different companies. And he brought me into ECW. And if it wasn't for Paul Heyman, I wouldn't be here right now doing this podcast. Paul Heyman and Todd Gordon, who started ECW. And I thought his speech was fabulous. He talks really good. He's really good. He was very entertaining. Everybody in the audience loved him, especially the boys. The big shot of Triple H in WWE was sitting ringside and loved it.
Yep.
You know? And all of us did too.
Absolutely.
Great.
It was cool too how he hugged Rob, he hugged Tommy Dreamer, he hugged the Dudleys and stuff like that, and then on top of it, he had his old outfit on and stuff like that. Yep, did a lot of cool stuff with that, and I thought he covered all the grounds of being sentimental and talking about his family and talking about some of that stuff, but then he turned it on for the ECW stuff. It was really cool to see.
Yes, he sure as hell did. I thought it was great. So we'll be talking about Paul Heyman and how he helped me in ECW and made me manager of champions and put me with Van Dam, put me with Taz, and Taz really didn't need me after a minute because he could do good promos and stuff, but me and Sabu didn't talk much, and Van Dam and Sabu and me, man, how lucky was I to have the two biggest superstars in ECW, man.
Right.
That was very cool.
It was super neat. And what a tandem. I thought one of the earlier episodes of One of a Kind with Rob, we talked, I caught the backstage promo. It was in lead to their tag match against Candido and Lance Storm. And you guys had a little backstage segment. It was just so good, the dynamic between you guys, Rob being a smart ass, you you going all that.
And you too, Sabu. And you
yeah.
Hey, I'm the whole fucking show. And you too, Sabu.
And you too, Sabu. Yeah.
Hey, call it right down the middle. That's where that came from. I call it right down the middle.
Yeah. So great. And real quick, you mentioned working with Paul in Florida and stuff like that. Tell that story, because didn't you told it on when you special guest on Rob's podcast? He got chokeslammed by Scott Hall, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I'll make this real brief, because when we start doing a podcast, we'll dedicate a whole show to Paul Heyman.
Absolutely, yes.
But Paul Heyman was breaking into business, and I was assistant booker in Florida when Bob Root was the booker, and Dusty had went to TBS already, 605, but so I was assistant booker, and Paul Heyman was traveling the loop in Florida, came down with a guy named Tombstone from Baltimore, and trying to break into business. He wanted to be a manager, and he was a photographer, very smart back then too. And he came up to me and said, "Look, Fonzie, we're leaving in 2 weeks. You think I can go to the ring and manage Tombstone?" He's wrestling Scott Hall, and he had a pair of jeans on and Converse and a T-shirt. I said, "Well, you can't go like that to the ring, you know." He said, "Oh, don't worry, I got to get me." So he came and had his suit on, and it looked freaking beautiful, and went to the ring with Tombstone. And the finish was that Scott Hall would press slam Paul Heyman after the match was over. Bam, bam, bam. And he took us 14 times to press slam, because he had 2 weeks left. So he took it 14 times, and it was great. So he left and moved on. And then all of a sudden, I'm still in the business. I'm going to WCW, WWF, and Paul Heyman becomes a big star.
Yeah.
Huge star. And then the ECW happens. And now he's one of the biggest, I don't know his job title in WWE, but he's a big shot there. He certainly, does a lot for him backstage.
Yeah, you hear about everybody that, even during his speech, he was saying too, how much, how many, he was talking about Charlotte Flair, talking about Cody Rhodes, and then all the other younger talent too. you hear how much they pick his brain and stuff like that, and he gives them advice, willingly gives them advice and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a great guy to have.
Yeah. Okay. What I kind of want to cover too is just you getting into making that transition from being a referee to a manager in ECW. How did that kind of? I know you had the relationship with Paul and everything like that, but
well, we can just the podcast of that. But I'll just touch on it briefly because
for sure.
Things that we're going to do in the future, I'm excited about it. But the transition was kind of natural. Because I had been in the business 20-something years before I went to ECW, and we had no clue that I was supposed to come in for 4 weeks and be anti-ECW because I just came from WWF. I got released from my contract in WWF, and a few weeks later, Paul Heyman calls me and says, Fonzie, I got this company called ECW, and I said, what the fuck's an ECW? I've been working for the biggest companies on the planet, Japan and WrestleManias and so on, Ted Turner. And he says, well, we're this hardcore company. We want you to come in because you're fresh off of WWE.
Right.
And Vince wants the doctor, his wife, and the 2 kids at ringside. ECW is 89% male from 19 to 32 years old, hardcore, fucking badass. Tables and chairs of blood and fucking... off the charts. They wanted me to be anti that. Be entertainment like Vince.
Right.
I got big heat. I was supposed to come in for 4 weeks. At the end of the 4 weeks, I was going to get choke slammed by 911, and that was it. And then I go. But my character got over. People wanted to fucking hang me. There's a picture somewhere around here says dead man walking. People wanted to fucking hate me because I was ruining their party,
Yeah.
But after 911 choke slam me, I still had a lot of heat, man. And Paul Heyman came up with this idea because Taz had been 3 or 4 different gimmicks and really never got over like he is now. It was Tasmania, it was Monkey Boy, it was this and that, and then he became Taz. That's how Taz kind of is in ring personality. That's kind of how he is, tough guy, no bullshit, pretty cool. So they put me with Taz, and there we're off to the races. And, I couldn't do perfect promos at first, but I was coached by Paul Heyman and Todd Gordon, and it came naturally to me after a minute,
Right, yeah.
And I had been around all this. I was, and my character got over as a manager, man. After with Taz for almost a year, they put me with Van Dam and Sabu. We did that big turn. I think I sent it to you.
Yeah. You just sent that one to me. That barely.
I sent you a lot of cool stuff.
Barry, you did.
Barry Flair, oh my God, Barry Windham and
I gotta watch those.
Videos, Daddy. We got a lot to talk. Our podcast is gonna be pretty fucking cool.
Absolutely.
I hope. How we doing so far? I hope we get some good feedback.
Oh yeah, we'll get to. Yeah, it's been good. I'm loving it, man. It's gonna be really good. There's so much stuff we can talk about. It's gonna be nuts.
Right, the list goes on and on. I mean, I can keep pulling pictures out forever.
Right.
Everybody says Van Dam had the best matches in it with fucking Jerry Lynn, and he did. It was sensational. But the times he worked with Bam Bam Bigelow, my goodness, these matches were hardcore. If you watch a match where RVD, Bam Bam put him over at the Burt Flickinger Center in Buffalo, New York, and they put the strap, the TV belt, on RVD. And we had it 2 years, 3 months, 14 days, and 37 minutes or whatever, longest reign. And man, if you watch that match, what spectacular stuff we were doing back then. Unbelievable.
Rob says too how much he respected Bam Bam and loved working with him too. Rob? Yeah, he said how much he loved working with Bam Bam and everything like that.
He was hardcore, man. And he was one of the best big men in the business. I consider Bam Bam a big man.
Oh, 100%.
You know,
Yeah.
one man gang is badass. You work a lot of big guys, but Bam Bam had that extra. You know, had that extra, very smart in the ring.
Now, did you first meet him in ECW, or did you get the chance to cross paths with
No, I
him?
had worked with Bam Bam all over the fucking world, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I got some. I got these specific pictures that I was had. I don't know where the fuck I put them, but yeah, I had met Bam Bam, and you know,
Did you meet him? Where'd you meet him at originally? Did you meet him in like WE? Was it beforehand, or was there a
he
certain time?
might have did some Florida stuff,
Oh, Florida. Okay, okay.
possibly. And I gotta. That's another show.
Yeah, that's another.
We
We're,
dedicate a whole show to Bam Bam Bigelow, man.
oh, right. Yeah, I know.
So we were on the way back from Japan. We did. I think it was WWF or WCW. Anyway, I was in Japan with Bam Bam, uh, and it's a really long flight.
Yeah.
And I said, "Damn, it's like 15 hours or something in the jet." And I asked Bam Bam. I said, "Bam Bam, do you have anything that'll help me sleep a little bit because I'm all wired up and it's a long flight?" And he said, "Okay, Fonzie." So he gave me a little pack.
Uh-huh.
It was a sample pack from the doctor. You punch them out.
Right. Okay.
Punch them out. So he gave it to me. I said, "Oh, thanks, Bam Bam." So when I got on the plane, an hour out, you don't want to take them too quick because in case the plane has to turn around and land, you don't want to be knocked out.
Right.
So you wait about an hour and you're off, So I punched the 3 pills out and took them and drank 2 rum and cokes. And next thing you know, we're landing in fucking United States. I slept the whole way. The stewardess said, "Fonzie, you were the best passenger I've ever had. You were great. You didn't move for 12 hours." And I said, "Bam Bam, that made me sleep really good." And I said, "I took all 3." He said, "No, you're only supposed to take 1. My God, no wonder she told me that. I didn't move for fucking 12 hours, but they were, real strong sedatives or whatever the fuck they were."
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have to do a solo episode of
stories, yeah, stories, Daddy.
100%, 100%. What I also wanted to mention, so people will see this on Wednesday, but
Okay.
yep, but
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yep, this coming Wednesday here, tomorrow as it airs, and it'll also be on our podcast feed, the One of a Kind podcast feed. So be on the lookout for that on the audio. But this, as you can see, it's going to be a very visual episode because Fonzie, you got all that stuff and stuff.
So yeah, I'm showing stuff that
right?
we're going to be talking about, and we got some. Let's see. I got all kind of T-shirts that in the future we're going to be giving stuff away. Participation with the audience, like the company CCW I work for.
Oh yeah,
out of South Florida. They just had their 20th year anniversary show, and I got the card somewhere. Brian Cage. There was all kind of people on it. It was pretty cool, and it sold out. Port St. Lucie, Florida, and of course I was in one of the main events. But we got all kinds of stuff to give away. I got tons of really cool posters. Speaking of Matthew Justice,
yeah,
some posters. This is the company I work for out of Cleveland, AIW. So I got stuff like this we're going to be giving away. It's authenticated, signed, pretty cool things, all kind of cool posters, and I'm on every one of them, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are really cool. This is all AIW, and they usually bring somebody in besides me. I'm a big name now, they say, but anyway. 1-2-3 Kid came in.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Just all kind of talent comes in and out of there. And he runs shows all the time. I work for him. I just worked with him 2 weeks ago, and I'm back there May 24th.
May 24th. Okay, yeah. We'll have to get...
Eric Bischoff was just there. Here's that anniversary card. If you can you guys see that?
Oh yeah, yep. So there's a Gangrel on there, Matt Riddle, QT Marshall. I see Brian Cage. There's you, Fonzie. Yep, and then they have a roster down below there too. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, pretty cool, big card, and it was successful.
Yeah.
There's a kid down there named Cha Cha Charlie. He works for them. It works all over now, but they love him, boy.
Oh man.
Let's see. Speaking of posters, I'm going to show you a picture that we posted on social media. This picture here, you've probably seen it. We posted it, got over 77, almost got 100,000 views on it, and it was at the
Terry Funk's last match.
Terry Funk's retirement deal.
Yes.
And Sandman's on there, but the ECW guys, Bret Hart, my God, what a card. There's Fonzie right with Sabu.
Yep.
Sensational. So that's another story, you know?
Right, 100% is, yes.
We can cover the whole hour of podcast with one freaking name or one situation, but
absolutely.
But I want to keep, I want to entertain you guys. I want to, and I love the business. It's been good to me, and I love telling the stories as long as you guys want to hear them and like them,
right?
And do participation, interact with you guys.
Yep.
I did pretty well at the conventions, and we were just in Philadelphia at the WrestleMania weekend, the WrestleCon, me, Sabu. We woo this game, online video game.
Oh yes, the UPW, is that what it is?
Yeah, they're doing freaking great, man.
The
game, I'm on the game, so
it's gonna be sweet. That's a throwback to the kind of style of games from the N64, Nintendo 64, and stuff like that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I
think so. Yeah.
Very excited for that.
So I got some of those T-shirts. I'll be giving them away, and this is one of their. This was at my booth.
Yep. Hal Haney does the artwork for that. Hal Haney is a great artist. He does all that.
Right. Work. I like Hal. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great dude.
He's just like me, Daddy.
That's it. What I wanted to talk about too was the Dark Side of the Ring episode. Sandman just aired. It was really, really well done, and a lot of cool wild aspects about Sandman. Talk about your experience with him.
Did you?
Oh, it was great. It was great.
Right?
Yeah. Talk about your experience. Is that when you first met him, was going into ECW and everything like that?
Correct. When I went to ECW, remember I mentioned this a few minutes ago, I worked for the largest companies on the planet, WCW, Ted Turner, Florida, WWF, WrestleMania, Japan, everywhere. Then Paul Heyman brought me in to do this 4-week gig and get chokeslam. I was out. So when I walk into the dressing room, I'm fucking beautiful. I got a fucking $1,000 suit on, and I'm wearing a Submariner. Fucking my hair's perfect. I get ostrich boots. I look like a fucking $1 million. I walk in, and there was Tommy Dreamer, Taz, Sandman, this guy, that. I didn't know a fucking person in the dressing room besides Paul Heyman. I said, who the fuck are these guys? Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Guys. And Paul Heyman created this house brilliant, smart, loves the business. Paul Heyman he created his own freaking stars, man. It was fabulous. And look, Sandman's Van Dam, got this big break there, and Sabu, of course, man, made everybody. I see guys at the convention, and it's all the ECW guys who do well. We got lines we did so well in Philadelphia at the WrestleCon. It was unbelievable. Everybody did well. I did really good with the fans. I'm really well liked for some reason. I'm well liked, and man, I just had a good time, and something like this,
Yeah. Oh, yes, totally. And it was neat because you and Sabu were together there, but then Sandman was down the hallway, and
right, Todd Gordon
on another level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this book one. Todd Gordon was selling this book and did really well.
Oh,
if you get a chance,
I have that too.
Book. Yeah, it's a great book, and Todd talks about me, and dude, we became. Oh, there's my boy Todd. Congratulations! I'm glad for you.
Yep.
He's done really well with it too.
Yeah.
And we become. I didn't know Todd Gordon when I went to May of 1995. I didn't know who Todd Gordon was. He was the founder of ECW.
Right.
And they worked a little angle between me and him. We had some matches, two non-wrestlers, and he used to beat the fuck out of me. He's not a trained classical guy, he's a businessman. I was a precious gold and diamond and stuff shop. And we become best friends. I talk to him once a week, or we text each other. He became one of my best friends in the business.
Yeah, talk about the aspect of like Sandman, because in the documentary they were talking about too how he's got a great look. He's a bigger dude, just like, but him adapting that kind of like his lifestyle into it. It was just so neat to kind of see that. But the aspect, he wasn't really like known for his wrestling ability too, and so
right.
Did a lot of that stuff kind of catch you off guard when you first got there? Like seeing somebody like a Sandman there that wasn't necessarily like, what you'd call like a Dory Funk or somebody like that.
Right. Oh my God, night and day. But the business had changed. That's what was unique about ECW.
Yep.
That's what was unique about ECW. Guys you've never heard of going through tables but then you heard a lot of guys, Cactus Jack. My God, we had some big talent there. It literally, I think ECW was very instrumental in changing the business.
Yes. Oh,
to a certain extent, now it's totally now WWE is a multi-billion-dollar, probably $1 trillion company. Doing big business, man. The business keeps evolving.
Right. Yes, it really does too, and it's pretty exciting to see how it is evolving and things like that. I know the added elements of they pulled from everything too. I think that Triple H is very smart with the storytelling aspect.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Like we mentioned too, with Paul Heyman being behind the scenes and being such an influence too. They're on the right track. It's kind of neat to see how it's like a new era, pretty much beginning.
I was watching NBA basketball, the playoffs of the night. I think it was the last time or the night before, and during one of the commercials, here comes a WWE commercial launching Las Vegas next WrestleMania. My God, what a fucking commercial!
Right.
Ooh, Eddie Graham would be rolling over his grave if he's seen something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Come a long way, brother.
Yeah.
God, that was a million, multi-million-dollar commercial, and to air it on one of the biggest events of the year, NBA playoffs.
Right. Wow. And you see it too. It's like it's so influenced and embedded into pop culture back again. It seems like there's like so many people that reference it, and it's been super cool to see all that stuff. 100%. Mm-hmm. What else did I want to talk about here? Was the mention too how it kind of felt overall, that whole experience of being with Dark Side of the Ring and doing that documentary stuff. How was that for you?
It was really cool. I get a phone call, and I can't remember his name right now exactly. Damn it, he's a big shot in Vice TV. I get a phone call and say, "Hey, Fonzie, this is Vice TV." I forget his name. Forgive me. I'm really sorry. I'm just and he said, "We're doing documentaries on the Dark Side of the Ring and so on. We would love for you to participate and tell some stories about different guys." And I told most of them they flew camera crew, a producer to my home. They were here a couple of days filming in my home. Fucking beautiful. I'm financially rewarded for that. But and they used me in the Sandman episode. Very cool, very professional. Oh my God, they're Vice TV is doing really good. They got some good stuff on, and the Dark Side of the Ring is very successful. We got I don't know how many millions of wrestling fans there are in the United States, but everybody watches. Any true wrestling fan watches the Dark Side of the Ring. That stuff, they love it, even though a lot of it's kind of you feel bad because of Von Erichs, and you feel bad this guy, Rick Rude died, and so on. They're kind of tough stories, but man, the ratings are good.
Oh yeah, and it's anytime too. It's like I'll tune into like Busted Open Radio, and they'll be talking about it the next day on there and everything like that. And yeah, it's just getting some. Always get some pretty decent buzz, and it is
Yeah,
a lot of that stuff. Obviously, is tragic and sad to hear and everything like that.
yeah,
But
but fuck, it's the business,
it's the
damn
business.
it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'll be giving away some of this stuff as the podcast goes on. CCW hats, MLW
W.
hats,
Yep,
Florida Championship Wrestling, ECW stuff, and
that's
a lot
awesome.
of T-shirts. And I'll be, at least something every show I'll be giving away to a participating watcher, audience. With our audience, we'll do a little something. And hey, Dominic, would you put something together where we can give that this freaking beautiful ECW jackets? I have like 6 or 7 of
Yeah.
them.
Oh, we can
Oh, I
we'll
also
definitely
have
do
a
something.
Sandman jacket. Check this out.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, look at that. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, guys, you got to tune in to the YouTube if you're just listening on the podcast. Fonzie's showing this awesome ECW Sandman Jack. Wow, that is amazing. Damn.
But anyway, I got stuff like that. But, Dominic, would you please put not a contest, but something they can enter and put their name in with a question
Yeah, we'll get some
there's
interaction going with that.
We'll give something
100%.
away. One of the jackets that's they're not they're pretty cool.
100%. Yeah, no, we'll definitely get something going with that. Cool. Let me see what else I wanted to cover too. Yeah.
Hey, let me grab a water. I should have had one at the table.
Yeah, that's okay. Go for it.
This is my first podcast, Daddy. So
You're right. You gotta get your
we're
feel like
creating the studio here. I'm gonna have a studio vibe, a pretty cool, easy vibe going. So we're as we go, we're gonna be creating the scene and so forth. So
Absolutely.
give me 15 seconds. My fridge is right here.
Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. Yep. Guys, yeah, if you like what you're seeing, be sure to like, subscribe to the rvdtv.com, comment on anything, and let us know what you think, what you want to hear from Fonzie too, and the stories that he's going to share, the topics we'll cover. We're going to cover a lot of ground on this show. And so like I said, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. we'll go live. And not every Tuesday, it'll be bi-weekly. So it'll be every other Tuesday that happens. So you'll see this on Wednesday. This will drop Wednesday, May 8th. And then then you'll see us again, not the week following, but the week after we'll go live. But keep your eyes peeled on rvdtv.com, and we'll have more stuff going there for you. So lots of good stuff to come. Obviously we'll cover ECW and Fonzie's connection with RVD, all the characters from ECW, but also his career beforehand too. So
Did you see that stack of magazines from the 80s all the way up, man?
Right.
Open any magazine, and I'm featured in all of those. Every one of those, there's hundreds of them, and we can talk about, just like you just said.
Exactly. 100%. Yes, 100% we will. It's going to be good stuff on here. And so, but yeah, how often do you interact with Sandman at all?
All the time. I talk to him, I want to say once a week, but we talk very frequently. When we were in Philly, we're inseparable. When I do shows and conventions, I just did something in Boston, the New England largest WrestleFest there is once a year in Boston. Sandman was there. We're inseparable. I split a room with them. I don't split a room with a lot of guys, but I got Sandman to buy a condominium here in Clearwater, Florida, 30 minutes from my house.
Wow.
When we were ECW superstars. And
wow.
We came very close. I stayed at his house. He stayed at mine. He's a really good friend of mine.
What did you think about those controversial angles that he had? The one with his son, obviously, was the one they covered in the documentary, and then obviously like the big controversial crucifixion one too.
Angle who didn't know what to do. He was this new Olympian. He couldn't be affiliated with this hardcore shit, religion and all that. He didn't know things. It was controversy. That's what ECW was about. My God, the blood, the women putting the fucking girl through a table.
Yeah.
The biggest porn star, St. Clair, the biggest porn star doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Jenna
100
Jameson.
guys. My God, it was crazy what we were doing, man. Putting girls through tables. I seen Francine, who's my dear friend, go right through a freaking table, you know. And here she is later on spraying my name on graffiti.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I love Francine. Eyes up here, Daddy.
That's right.
I've been on her podcast and she's doing really good. She's doing really
Yeah.
good. Happy for her. And she's really witty on the podcast.
Yeah.
She's pretty damn good. She's fabulous.
I know it's pretty neat how many people have podcasts. Like when we talk about Sandman, he has one, and
That's why I was very hesitant to write a book. It's going to happen. Very hesitant to do a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen them come and go. Some successful, medium successful. I don't want to be known as a guy with a podcast. He has 47 followers. That's not Fonzie. No way. If I don't get thousands or people interested, not thousands and thousands every fucking week after week, but I want it to be, entertainment. I want people to like it.
Absolutely.
Fonzie's gonna talk about this week.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. We'll go topic by topic, and from everything.
With the help of the people watching, I'm going to be getting feedback, and they're going to tell me what to talk about.
Right, yeah.
Hey, Fonzie, talk about Dory Funk and Barry Windham going 60-minute Broadway through,
Yeah.
I think I sent it to you.
You sent those to me. I got to watch that one, and I love, like I mentioned to you in text, too, how much I love Barry Windham, so.
Well, he was a boy. What a big star back then. Before we were doing pay-per-views in the 80s, we were doing, like, Battle of the Belts 1, Battle of the Belts 2, Battle of the Belts 3. We do the last tango in Tampa at the football stadium. There's no pay-per-views back then.
Right.
So our big shows were, things like that. Barry was a huge star. He had girls throw their panties, and he was fantastic. Handled his well, great work. Him and Jake the Snake used to have fabulous matches. Barry could work with anybody.
Yeah. The aspect I remember too, it's like, we mentioned Scott Hall earlier, and he's my all-time favorite, but
he's a Tampa kid. He broke in here in Tampa. So
because
so did Lex Luger, so did Ron Simmons, so did Fonzie, so did this guy, so did Brian Blair, Steve Kern. Oh man, the list goes on and on.
What a list! Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, didn't Scott? I think he met
big names. Hulk Hogan's a pretty good name, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I've heard of him before.
Yeah. When I go to a party, my wife's a nurse, and we go to like a Christmas party or something. There's a bunch of doctors and everything, and I come in. They don't know who I am, and I'm dressed nice, and everybody's getting, having cocktails and dinner or whatever. And eventually, what do you do for a living, Fonzie? I say, I'm in sports entertainment. They say, what do you mean? I say, Hulk Hogan. I don't say, another name. I say Hulk Hogan, and everybody gets it.
Everybody knows it.
Yeah. Then I'm the top. Then they ask me all kind of questions. When I say, sports entertainment, oh my God, this and that. When I was a kid, Andre the Giant, everybody loves wrestling. Everybody knows, even the doctors, people that, they're not fanatics like we are.
No, yeah.
But everybody knows somebody.
It's on the radar. Yeah. What, speak about your fandom when you were a kid, stuff like that. What really got you hooked into wrestling? What were your stars? What were your favorite ones?
Florida was a hotbed for wrestling. And it had been for years and years. I've told this story before. My dad was having lunch with the sports editor for the Tampa Times, and Florida Championship Wrestling used to put an ad in their paper who's going to wrestle on Tuesday nights, and then they would write the results Wednesday morning. You could read the results, who won and who lost. So they used to comp the sports editor passes, and my dad was having lunch with him. He said, hey, Steve, you got kids at home, and they always give me 2 comp tickets, and I never use them. Do you want to take them to let your kids go to wrestling? So my dad took them, and he came home and said, hey, Billy, I had lunch with my friend, and he sent you wrestling tickets for wrestling. And I said, wrestling? What's that? I had no idea. Never heard of Dusty. Never heard of Gordon Soley. Never. I'm about 12 or 13 years old.
Uh-huh.
Maybe 14, maybe. Uh, or like 13. So this was on Friday. Came home with the tickets. So they sat there all weekend because the tickets were for Tuesday night in Tampa. Tampa was a hotbed. Everybody lived there. All the wrestlers lived in Tampa. They were working in territory and they'd take TV there and so on. But I didn't know anything about it. So I wasn't really interested in going because I didn't know anything about it. But curiosity got me. Tuesday night come around. They've been sitting on the fireplace for 4 days, 3 days. And I said, well, let me go. So I called my best friend and said, hey, let's go to the wrestling. My dad dropped us off and picked us up after the show. So we walk in not knowing what to really expect. And there was Bobby Shane, Eddie Graham, Greg Malenko. My goodness. And I fell in love with the freaking business that night. I said, wow, I loved it. I begged my dad, please give me the tickets for the next week. And it was only $1.50 to get in back then.
Wow.
$3. So I started going, man. I fell in love with the business, and this is what I wanted to do. But I was small. I'm still small. I'm still weighing myself. I got out of the shower, and I was 163. And back then, I was $155 when I broke into business. And I couldn't wrestle at all. I wanted to be a wrestler, but that was way out of the question. But next best thing is referee. And thanks to Rocky Johnson, King Curtis, Mark Lewin, they helped break me into business. Rocky Johnson's a rock's dad.
Yeah. How did that happen? How did you make that connection there, Bill?
Yep. After a while, me going to wrestling every Tuesday night and stuff, and I started meeting the guys. There was and I'd go get them sandwich. I started because I was pretty kind of cool kid,
Sure.
And we'd go get them sandwiches, pick them up at the airport, do things for them, and get King Curtis's pot and shit. We became kind of friends, and they knew I loved the business, and they said, man, you're going to make a great referee one day. You love the business, and you're small, you make us look big. And I was really small, like $155. So my best friend, the Cuban Assassin, Rocky and King Curtis got him booked in Dallas for the Von Erichs. And back then it was 4 territories. Joe Blanchard was San Antonio, Corpus Christi and all that. The Von Erichs had Dallas in that area. Paul Bosch only ran Houston. It was known for one of the best payoff guys in the business. And the Funks had like Amarillo. And so on. So there was 4 territories. So Rocky Johnson and King Curtis got Dave, my best friend, that he went with me to wrestling. That's with the free tickets the first show. And he was a big kid, and he says, and he trained and stuff. He says, Fonzie, go with me to Dallas. I'll tell them you're my little brother, that you're a referee.
That's awesome.
And I did. I went with them, and I was out there 6 months. In the 6 months, I worked 6 times in 6 months. But Dave was paying my way. He had an apartment, he'd buy my food and all that. And I was traveling with him, same thing, like we were working 7 days a week.
Right.
And the Funks, everybody's based out of Dallas, and the Funks would ask for a talent to be sent up there to work a couple of the shows, Fritz's boys. So Cuban was one of those guys that they were going to bring up, and they said, and tell Dave to tell the Cuban to bring his little brother, the referee. We need So that was my first night. I did the Sheik and Terry Funk, the chain match, and Terry, and they loved me. The Funks loved me for some reason. Did really well, and there we go.
And there was history. Yeah, that's how it happened. How about that? So, and the Cuban Assassin too. He made his rounds or what? Like he got around too after.
He worked big. He worked big in Florida as the Saint, the Cuban Assassin. He was big in Puerto Rico. He wrestled Ric Flair, the Roberto Clemente Stadium, which I was there. I did a big show working for Carlos Colon because they used to send guys. Carlos Colon used to come to Florida and make the loop and work a little bit. David was big time, Japan, all that. Uh, great. Cuban's been around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
He's going to induct. I just got nominated for induction into the Hall of Fame into Cauliflower Alley in Las Vegas.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
Brian Blair's the president of that company, and we talked, and he's going to give me some type of the most prestigious award they could possibly give the referee.
That's awesome. Is that happening this year, Fonzie?
Yeah, August 19th is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, going out. So I'll be seeing Van Dam. He goes to Sabu, and be about 150 wrestlers and 400 or 500 fans. Put us in a nice hotel. We're at a Fremont Street. Banquets. The Cuban's gonna nominate. Give me my
induct you in there.
Induct me. Fonzie. So
I'll have to mark that down. I'm gonna have to go to that. That'll be great.
Oh, really? Good. Yeah. Because maybe we can get you the podcast over there.
Hey, yeah. Why the hell not?
Monday. Oh, do a podcast right in fucking Vegas at the Cauliflower Alley.
There we go. I like it. Like it.
We're gonna do it on Tuesdays, and we're there Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Perfect. You're a genius.
Works out. All
right.
I like it.
And we have all kind of fans and shit that I knew. Okay. Very cool.
It's gonna be really neat. Okay, real quick. So we'll record the next episode 2 weeks from now. We'll be live, and it'll be Tuesday. Every other Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, guys. So keep your eyes on the lookout on rvdtv.com. We'll be making an announcement. We'll be doing giveaways and stuff like that, and getting the word out. Fonzie, what do you have going on for the next 2 weeks here? Is it any certain dates that you want to plug or get anything over?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to give you my schedule starting from January real quick. This is January. We only work Fridays and Saturdays.
Yes.
The indies or whatever you want to call them. The first weekend, and I'm in Hialeah, right next to Miami, and that day I have a meet and greet at somewhere, and then I got a show in Miami that night. The following week I'm in Kissimmee and Pompano. The following week I'm in West Virginia.
What days are those, Fonzie?
No, this is in January. I've been going over what I've been doing.
Oh, what you've been doing. Okay.
What you've been doing. Coming up, too. So, February, Miami, Pompano, Boston, Port St. Lucie, Florida, which is right next to West Palm Beach. I do a lot of work. I work almost every first Saturday of the month for CCW. They run a show with the Unbranded Brewing Company in Hialeah, and they do really well. They draw up to 1,000 people. That's pretty good for a fucking indie show.
Yeah, that's pretty
good. Not indies. It's actually a company that, the Brazilian Chinese poured his blood, sweat, and tears in this company, doing really well. And we bring in that was this one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That one. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So to continue on, Wardolph, Maryland. I work for MLW. There's a company called AWA. They run every couple months in Washington, D.C. area, and they fly me up. I'm the commissioner there.
Nice.
Just every freaking weekend is crazy. What we got coming up? What month are we coming into? May?
We're in May right now. So yeah.
This Friday, CCW is running a show in Kissimmee, Florida. And Saturday, they're running a show in Tampa. The CCW, I got Vermont coming up. I don't know what freaking company. That's it. Let's see. I'm going to West Virginia again. I'm going to Minnesota June 8th. Going on vacation. My wife, my tall, blonde, beautiful Hungarian wife, we're going to fly into Barcelona and go do a 10-day tour into Italy and stuff. Then I got Chicago coming up. at the Fan Fest. Dan, the promoter up there, is bringing me and Sabu to a Fan Fest. Got AIW coming up on June 22nd, Cleveland. Let's see, ECW Arena, July 6th.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, for Battlegrounds.
They got great shows going on.
Yeah,
They always do great shows.
July. I got all kind of stuff coming up. I'm in South Carolina for a company in Greenville, South Carolina. Look, I'm booked all the way through freaking September, man. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's wild.
It's crazy. Crazy in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't beat
I'm
that.
having a good time. I'm being productive, and I'm entertaining, and I get good feedback.
Absolutely.
From fans.
Absolutely. And guys, you can follow Fonzie on X or Twitter at Alfonso Bill. How do they follow you on Instagram? What's your name on Instagram, Fonzie?
Bill Fonzie Alfonso.
Okay, Bill Fonzie Alfonso. Check him out on Instagram.
Facebook and all that.
Yep.
Remember what we're going to be
doing these.
I guess I'm going to give this one away. This will be on one of the episodes coming up. We're going to create some type of journey for you guys to win this. Got 2 ECW patches on it. It says RVD Sabu Fonzie Hardcore Legends Tour.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
It's a really nice jacket.
Wow. Damn.
I only buy the best ones I can possibly get, but I got several of them. Plus, I sell them at the shows too.
Yeah.
So hey, speaking of shows, anybody, you've heard all those times I'm coming up, I'm working a lot. So if anybody comes up to me at one of the events, whether it be a WrestleFest, fan, whatever, an appearance, or a wrestling show, please come up to me and say, hey, Fonzie, I saw you on your podcast. I'm going to give you an 8x10 or a signed 8x10 or some of my cards. I got tons of different baseball type cards with me and Andre, me and Flair, me and this guy, me and that guy. They're pretty fucking cool.
Heck yeah.
I got all kind of cool shit, Daddy.
I'll do that. That's sweet too.
High dollar backpack.
Damn.
I don't know if I'll be giving this away, but
yeah, that's sweet though.
I might, but who knows?
Yeah, that's awesome. So guys, there'll be a lot of great stuff here coming up. And like Fonzie said, we're going to cover a lot of ground on this show. It's going to be really cool. And do all this.
For the wrestling fans, they're going to love it.
100%. 100%.
Love it.
Yep. So guys, be sure to like, subscribe, rvdtv.com. Hit up Fonzie on social media. Tell him what you think. Tell me what you think and what episodes you want to see and what topics you want to hear covered. We'll be happy to do it. Fonzie, this has been a great first episode. We're going to...
There's a way for them to... hashtag Ask Fonzie or something.
Yeah, use hashtag Ask Fonzie. If you have a question, hit us up.
Hit me up with anything.
Hit us up. We're happy to do a mailbag. I think that'll be a great thing to do too.
Yeah, the mailbag. Perfect, Daddy, because that's, I think, how we're going to give that jacket away and some T-shirts and some cool merchandise that we're going to be giving away. I'm not bribing you guys by giving you shit.
No, yeah.
No, I'm going to be giving some cool shit away because I can.
Yep. That's it, man. That's it. Oh, real quick, there's a couple questions I did have.
Don't wrap me up, Daddy. I go talk all night long.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm kidding. Well,
I had one of my colleagues, one of my Dirt Sheet Writer colleagues, wanted to ask, where did you come up with Daddy? How did you start using that?
That's a very easy answer, Daddy, because after multiple concussions and my age, and I've been saying Daddy for a long time, and my fucking alcohol abuse and a little bit of drug abuse and stuff, I couldn't remember a lot of guys' names. I'd see them on a monthly basis. I walk in the dressing room and I know a couple guys, but I met all these guys several times. I said, oh, hey, Daddy, what's up? Instead of what's your name, or calling them by the wrong name, or not even addressing them, or just say, hey, brother, how you doing? He came Daddy. So it kind of stuck, and now I'm known for that. Daddy, it's right here in the shirt, baby.
Yep.
Hey, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of, I'm tagged with that. I'm tagged with Manager of Champions. It's flattering to get tagged with somebody.
Right.
The whistleblower, and pretty cool stuff. And we had a lot of stuff to talk about. Hey, Dominic, how do you think we do tonight?
I think we did pretty darn good. Pretty damn good right there. Yeah, I think it was good stuff. So much more to cover here, Fonzie. It's going to be a good time.
Right.
Yep.
And we'll do corrective criticism or whatever, and we'll make the show better. I have no, you know, say, oh, Fonzie, that sucked. You talking about that? But we're gonna correct our things, and we're making the studio here. If we're successful, which I think and hope we are going to be, Dominic, I'm going to create a little nicer studio for us, and and maybe create some revenue and maybe create some jobs. I like to have a sidekick. I
I
like
know.
that
I'm
all
thinking of
the
getting a
time.
research guy for us too. That can kind of do some research for us and get us some like the stuff, the historical aspects and things like that in there, so we can really cover stuff in depth and get some more ground covered on here. So we got
Yeah,
some
I'll
stuff
guarantee
planned.
we're going to have some guests at some point,
Yep. Mm-hmm,
right? Whether
absolutely.
it be a wrestling fan or the guy that sits there ringside, or Sandman or Sabu or RVD or some big shot.
Right. 100%. We can do it. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, we'll see you next time here, right down the middle with Bill, Fonzie, Alfonso.
All
Thanks,
right. I
Fonzie.
won't. I won't be doing this much because we're doing this in my home, and you know what I mean. But anyway, I'm gonna blow this whistle, and occasionally I'll do the whistle. So this is Bill Fonzie Alfonso off of my first podcast. Thanking everybody, and saying so long from the Sunshine State.
All right. See you next time, guys.